It's the pressure fight. Oh, right hand, he hurt him. I mean, Ilia's face is just destroyed.
We literally had him get out of the octagon before the hand was even raised and sent him to the hospital. Yeah, Ilia's in the hospital. He's busted up. You know, I'm not a doctor, but his eye looked like he probably has broken.
Tell people that losing is not the end. Losing is a lesson. Tonight I learned a very hard.
I don't think Ilia Topuria ever comes back the same. His whole mindset, his whole like ego, know what I mean? Like his is like, I'm undefeated, no one can beat me. Having celebrations the night before the fight. I just.
More significantly was the eye damage. Both of his eyes were swollen shut. His nose was fucked up. He'd taken so many punches to the face, and it looked like perhaps orbital damage, like maybe he had a fractured orbital.
Wow. Paddy Pimblett says he's seen Tom Aspinall's greatness in the gym for years, while fighters like Curtis Blades and Cyril Gane have praised his speed and difficult style. John Jones has also kept Aspinall at the center of the heavyweight conversation. MMA legends may admire different qualities: his speed, skill, mindset, fight IQ, or efficiency, but they all reach the same conclusion. Tom Aspinall is one of the most complete heavyweights the sport has ever seen, and he may still be improving.
Ilia, was he as good as you thought he was? Was he better than you thought he was? Just can you talk about what you experienced in there with him?
I mean, he's very good. I mean, my liver still hurts right now. Those body shots were crazy. I mean, he was really, really fast, but you know, when he didn't get the finish at the end of the second round, I think it really took his spirit.
Justin Gaethje made one thing clear after the fight: Ilia Topuria was every bit as dangerous as expected. He admitted Topuria's body shots were so punishing that his liver was still hurting afterward. However, when Topuria couldn't secure the finish in the second round, the momentum shifted. From that point on, Gaethje gradually took control, and the fight began to turn in his favor.
You know, fight of the year, fight of the whatever, it's one of the greatest fights you'll ever see. It was incredible. And especially when you got a guy, I don't know where it ended up, but 6, 7, 8 to 1 underdog, and then comes in and does what he did tonight. And then Ilia, I mean, the body shots that Ilia hit Gaethje with in that round, and then Gaethje gets through it. Gaethje's about to get into, you know, an arm bar. He almost got into a triangle. I mean, you saw everything.
Dana White didn't just describe it as the fight of the night. He called it one of the greatest fights fans will ever witness. Justin Gaethje, entering as a heavy underdog, survived punishing body shots, dangerous submission attempts, and relentless pressure before defeating the previously unbeaten Ilia Topuria. Before discussing the injuries, it's important to remember one thing: this wasn't an ordinary fight. It was an unforgettable battle between two elite competitors.
He's in the hospital. He's busted up. You know, I'm not a doctor, but his eye looked like he probably has a broken orbital. I don't know that's not a fact, but I'm just assuming. And my plans for him are to go home and rest and recover and take his time. And you know, tonight was a rough night for him. I just want to make sure he's healthy and good, and not even thinking about him fighting again. Just want him to go home and relax and rest.
The conversation changed dramatically when Dana White revealed that Ilia Topuria had been taken to the hospital immediately after the fight. As he discussed the condition of Topuria's eye, concern quickly replaced celebration, with the possibility of orbital damage raising serious questions about the extent of his injuries. At that point, it became clear that the punishment he had absorbed inside the octagon was far more severe than many initially realized.
The main event was the greatest fight of all time. It literally was the greatest fight of all time. Because the guy that won it, Justin Gaethje, was in many books 6-1 favorite, 6-1 underdog rather, which is crazy odds for a guy that was a interim lightweight champion, fought the best of the best, one of the best to ever do it, BMF champion. I mean, just super durable, real dangerous guy. And that's how good Ilia Topuria is. That's how good Ilia Topuria is. Ilia Topuria, in many people's eyes, is the most skilled of the new generation, and the new generation is the most skilled of all time. And Ilia was like the top of the mountain. And most people thought that he was going to be too much, and he was too much for a while. And he almost took Justin out in the second round. And then Justin rallied. And then Ilia, it looked like he got really damaged in either the first or the second round, and he was having real trouble seeing out of one of his eyes. And then Justin started landing bombs in the third round. Ilia had slowed down quite a bit. It looked like he had really tried to finish Justin in the second. And sometimes when you try to finish a guy, you just hit the gas way too much and you can't recover in between rounds. And Justin recovered, and Justin started battering Ilia in the third and fourth. And by the end of the fourth round, Ilia quit on his stool. He couldn't see out of either eye. He had gotten kneed into the body real bad when he was on the ground. Justin had him down with his two hands and just smashed a knee into his rib cage, and you could see him go like that. And that was the end of the round. And then he had to retire on his stool. You think
he broke a rib?
That probably could have happened, but I think maybe more significantly was the eye damage. Both of his eyes were swollen shut. His nose was fucked up. He'd taken so many punches to the face, and it looked like perhaps orbital damage, like maybe he had a fractured orbital, because his whole thing had just swollen up on both sides. He was unrecognizable. And, the guy hung in there as long as he could. But when you can't see, you can't see. And when you're that battered, sometimes it's smart to stop. And he's a very smart guy, and I think he realized, I can't defend myself right now.
Joe Rogan's analysis highlighted that the real story wasn't just the upset. It was how the fight gradually changed. Early on, Ilia Topuria looked every bit like the dominant champion fans expected, using his speed, precision, and power to nearly finish Justin Gaethje with punishing body shots in the second round. But championship fights can turn on a single moment. Once Gaethje survived that pressure, the momentum shifted in his favor. As the fight wore on, Topuria began to slow down, while Gaethje grew stronger and more confident. The damage around Topuria's eyes also continued to worsen, and by the later rounds, his vision was reportedly becoming a serious issue. It was no longer just about fatigue. It was a fighter trying to compete while dealing with significant physical limitations.
With body shots in the gym.
Yeah.
Is there any significance to that or any?
He would have made $1,000 off of me tonight if that was the case. Yeah, it still hurts right now. That hurts. My hand hurts. My jaw hurts. He is a formidable opponent. He was so good and so dangerous. And I never really I didn't see him quit. I saw them almost stop the round fight at the end of the third round, and I was like, no way. And then he's back out there and back to being dangerous. So yeah, this is a crazy sport.
Even after the biggest victory of his career, Justin Gaethje never spoke, as if he had been in an easy fight. He revealed that his hands, jaw, and body were all hurting from the battle. More importantly, Gaethje said he never believed Ilia Topuria gave up. Every time the fight appeared to be slipping away, Topuria continued to fight back with aggression and determination. That raises an important question. If Topuria remained that dangerous until the end, just how much punishment did he endure while trying to win?
Which, to be honest, that might have played a part in it. Know what I mean? The fact that I hate Ilia and the fact that Justin beat me and I like Justin, that might have played a part in the fact. But yeah, it's just Gaethje to get you into that dogfight, dragged you into it. Know what I mean? And Ilia's never had that. Mm-hmm. Ilia's never had to come back from adversity. Ilia's only ever been the hammer. He's never been the nail. I don't think Ilia Topuria ever comes back the same. His whole mindset, his whole ego, know what I mean? His is I'm undefeated, no one can beat me. Having celebrations the night before the fight. I just don't think he'll ever be the same. He's never had to come back from nothing like that. I've had to face adversity before. So nothing can prepare you for it. That's the thing. And that's why I don't think he'll ever come back the same. Nothing can prepare you for it. But we'll find out what sort of man he is if he does come back and when he does come back. Because, as I say, I've been there before. I've been beat. Know what I mean? And I've had to come back stronger every time, and I have done. He's never been beat. He's never had to do this before. He's going to have to look at himself in the mirror and be like, what, I've just got my head smashed in, I need to come back. And you never know, he might have to cut.
One of the most interesting reactions came from Paddy Pimblett. Rather than simply celebrating Ilia Topuria's defeat, he argued that the fight forced Topuria to experience something completely new, true adversity. For most of his career, Topuria had been the dominant fighter, controlling the action and finishing opponents. Against Justin Gaethje, however, the roles were reversed. Paddy believes the biggest challenge now isn't the physical recovery, but the mental one. For the first time, Topuria knows he can be beaten. Some champions use that experience to come back even stronger, while others never fully regain the confidence that once made them seem unbeatable. The MMA world is now waiting to see which path Topuria will take.
Wise, Dana.
He's doing good. He's doing good. You know, tough kid, obviously. You know, after the first round, his eye was bothering him. You could see that he got hit. And at one point, he like started covering his eye like this and was kind of, you know, messing with it. And then, you know, Justin just kept busting.
Topuria is going to need time to recover mentally, emotionally, and physically. He's never lost before. This is gonna take some to overcome. One of the things that was Topuria's greatest weapons, greatest strengths, greatest traits, besides his overall ability and technically be sound, and you know, he was a full package. He really was. Talent-wise, technique, everything. But one of the things foremost that leads the way for all those things to mean something is...
Those concerns weren't limited to Paddy Pimblett. Dana White also suggested that Ilia Topuria's road back could be more difficult than many fans expect. While physical injuries eventually heal, the mental recovery is often far more challenging. Topuria entered the fight with the confidence of an undefeated champion who believed he could defeat anyone. That belief is one of a fighter's greatest strengths, allowing them to stay composed, take calculated risks, and perform under pressure. Now, after experiencing the first defeat of his professional career, the biggest test may be rebuilding that same confidence.